Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brand new edition of the GSMC Basketball Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Meir Fatemi. We had a packed slate of NBA games last night. While it was only two, these two games were incredible last night. Starting right off the top in our first segment, we're going to take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the Denver Nuggets. Two teams that went to absolute war last night, and the battle of game one went to the Denver Nuggets. And honestly, this was one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Two teams that are so evenly matched, two teams, two coaches. Well, David Adelman continuing to prove why he's in the running for why he deserves to be the head coach for the Denver Nuggets after this season is over. And the Denver Nuggets playing at probably their best second half, their best half in their of the season so far. The Nuggets taking that one over the Thunder 121 to 119, thanks to an Aaron Gordon game winner, of course. Switching gears over to the other game, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks stealing one in Boston. Both of the road teams won last night. The New York Knicks walking into Boston, taking game one. The Celtics shooting really poorly in the second half. The Knicks coming back from 17 points down, and honestly, what was a landslide of a game going into overtime. This game was quick, fast, and in a hurry in that second half and that overtime as well. But is there some concerns for Boston? Do the Knicks have an opportunity to win this series? We're going to look at everything and preview and recap this game in its totality. Going over to the third segment, we're going to take a look at a series that is honestly has the potential to be the best series. If I said the Los Angeles Clippers and Denver Nuggets series was the best series of the not only the playoffs this year, but one of the best series of all time, this is this is can raise the bar from over that. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Golden State Warriors go to war tonight, and it is going to be one of the best series. I cannot wait to start talking about it. I cannot wait to start recapping it after tonight. But first, we got to preview it. This is Steph Curry. This is Anthony Edwards. This is two teams that do not like that. Honestly, haven't seen a whole lot of each other in the regular season. And Anthony Edwards has said that he's looking for Golden State. How is Golden State going to respond? Is Golden State going to be healthy? Is Steph Curry's thumb going to be healthy and ready to go for another long series? Because this is going to be another long series. We're going to preview that in our third segment. And then, of course, we're going to go over the game two between the Pacers and Cavs. How is Darius Garland going to be back in time? We'll have that series all previewed out in the fourth segment. And then we'll recap the show, talking a little bit about Greg Popovich. And he had a little bit of Greg Popovich being promoted to team president due to some health scares throughout the regular season. That's the show today. But before I move into our first segment here, I'd like to remind you guys to please like and follow the show for more GSMC Sports Network content. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on air, ask that you use the tips and donations link at gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I see it, and it also really helps out the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net for all your questions and comments. But let's get right into it here. That game last night between the Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets, I wish it wasn't the later game. I really wish it wasn't. It was a little past my bedtime, so I wasn't able to watch the second half of that one. The first half, a big reason why I did leave also, is the first half was pure domination by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hitting wide open threes, getting to the basket, playing unbelievable defense. It was a showcase. It was an absolute showcase from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And it was Russell Westbrook's return to Oklahoma City, but honestly, in a game that was decided that looked like it was going to be decided pretty quick. Oklahoma City, OKC jumping up to a 12-point lead early on, and it just looked like they weren't going to look back after halftime. You did see a little bit of Jokić getting into the ear of the players in the halftime break, getting into the lineup, using his voice to get the team to corral the team together. get some energy from the group. And whether that's because they just played in a long series against the Clippers, that definitely played a big role in it. Whether it's the team not playing with the energy that was required, whatever it might be, Jokic's voice sparked this team. Because in the second half, this team did not look. This was a different team. This second half Denver Nuggets team was possibly the best second. This was probably the best half that the Denver Nuggets have played all season long. Going up against a well-rested, ready to go Oklahoma City Thunder team that has had a lot of rest since their first round series, has played incredible basketball all season long. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a little bit of a down first round series. He shows up in game one, drops 33 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists on you. Probably, I think it's his best performance of the playoffs so far in terms of stat wise. And you take that shot and you go into Oklahoma City, you take that shot and you win that game. You throw another, you take a Hail Mary and throw one of your own. This was the Denver Nuggets. This Denver Nuggets team, if they show up like this consistently, can win the NBA Finals. Plain and simple. When you have a guy like Nikola Jokić, we have been waiting for you to show up since Mike Malone got fired. I've said it a couple times on this show. I've kind of hinted at it a couple times as well, but I haven't really said it. Nikola Jokić has not played at the peak level that we know Nikola Jokić can play at. He's been kind of I wouldn't say subdued, but his numbers have definitely taken a little bit of a drop off since Mike Malone was fired. Whether it's his usage rates, whether it's the scheme that that David Adelman is using now instead of Mike Malone, whatever it might be. Jokić showed up, and this is one of the best playoff performances of all time, easily. 42 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists. A guy standing 6'11", 250, being able to move like that, being able to shoot the way he can, going 15 of 29 from the field, having 5 offensive rebounds. He did have 7 turnovers in this one, but when you use him the way you'd use him, like sometimes it happens. It comes with it. Usage rate. When your usage goes up, when you handle the ball more and more often, your turnovers might also go up. And this is one of those cases. If he can clean up that aspect of his game for the rest of the series, I think the Denver Nuggets are going to look even more. They're absolutely going to look even more. They're going to look scarier. Jokić played unbelievably, but I have to give credit where credit is due. This is the second playoff buzzer beater win, or buzzer beater, that Aaron Gordon has scored. When you have Chet Holmgren going to the line with 2 free throws, he goes 1 for 2 from the line, misses the second one. With under 8 seconds to play, you launch the ball up to the front court, up to Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon sitting in the corner or on the side out. You don't need a 3. It's a 1-point game. Jamal Murray gets doubled. Aaron Gordon is the only outlet pass available. And he takes it, and he makes it. Aaron Gordon sitting by himself is able. I said it last series as well. I thought we saw Game 7 was his game, his X Factor game. And I said it yesterday. Aaron Gordon is going to be the X Factor in this series because when he can perform, when his 3-point shot gets going, this Denver Nuggets team is a different team. When Aaron Gordon can shoot from the outside, Jokić can purely rebound on the inside. And when Aaron Gordon can contest on rebounds as well. 7 offensive rebounds, 14 rebounds total, 22 points for Aaron Gordon. Shooting 3 for 6 from 3-point range. If he can do that, that is the X factor in this series. Because you're going to get production from Jokić. You're going to get production from Jamal Murray. Michael Porter Jr., we expect a little bit more than 2 points out of you, but it's okay. Bad games happen, and you did show up on the defensive end of the ball with a steal and a block. Continuing to play on as a facilitator, as a utility guy. That is Michael Porter Jr., but we do expect more offensively. It is what it is. Russell Westbrook playing at a high level, but Aaron Gordon is the X factor of the series. You know what you're going to get from the guys, from Jokić to Murray, all the way top down. But the one question mark that is very inconsistent, not very inconsistent, but that can pop off when you need him to, is Aaron Gordon. And Aaron Gordon showed up last night and showed out. If he can continue to play at that level, this Denver, he is the X factor in this series. The games, I don't see the Nuggets losing. I would be, it hasn't happened in these playoffs. But I don't know if this Nuggets team can lose with Aaron Gordon playing at this level. If Jokić can play at the level that he did, Jamal Murray went off for 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. A great performance out of him as well. But Aaron Gordon is the key piece to this team. Hands down. Offensively, rebounding, defensively, all around, he can do everything you need him to, and he can step up to those big moments. We remember, for example, the NBA Finals against I think it was against Miami. Well, they've only been to one NBA Finals, so it was absolutely against Miami. I think it was game 3 or game 4. He went off for 29 points in that game, and they blew out the Miami Heat. That's just a side of what Aaron Gordon can do. And if you forgot Game 7, go back to Game 7 when he went crazy in Game 7 as well for 22 points as well. In that one, when you see Aaron Gordon go for 20 plus, be afraid, because this Nuggets team is most likely 9 times out of 10 not losing. But yeah, on the other side, of course, SGA. If there is a player that needs to step up in game 2, it's probably Jalen Williams, I'd say. But even then, 5 for 20 from the field, 2 for 9 from three-point range. We expect a little bit more from Jalen Williams, and we know he can be a legitimate number 2 option for this Oklahoma City Thunder team. But game 2 will be must win for this Oklahoma City team. Tomorrow night I'll have the preview for that in tomorrow's show as well. But game 2 is going to be must win for this Oklahoma City team. Because if they go down 2-0 going back to Denver, do not be shocked if this. I won't say it's going to be a sweep. It's not going to be a sweep. But we saw Oklahoma City have some issues against the Memphis Grizzlies. In that game 3, when John Morant got hurt, before John Morant got hurt, the Oklahoma City Thunder were down by 30 in Memphis, but down by 30. 30. Game 4, no John Morant. Scottie Pippen Jr. goes off for 30. And you almost lose that. You squeak out a win by 2 points, closing out the series. Game 1, Game 2, you smoked them in Game 1. And Game 2 was a little bit closer. The Grizzlies bringing down to 9 points at one point. But obviously the Thunder just growing that lead back out to 17. And that was the end of that one. But this is not the Grizzlies. This is not the Rockets. This is a veteran Denver Nuggets team. This is an experienced championship level team. Nikola Jokić is the best player on the planet. Jamal Murray is one of the clutchest playoff performers in the league. You still have a deep team with Russell Westbrook still on the team. You have an experienced Aaron Gordon who's continuing to be an X factor. You are a young Oklahoma City Thunder team. This is valuable experience. Game 1 is valuable experience. If you can come out and punch him in the mouth in Game 2 early on, you tried to do that in Game 1, but you can't take your foot off the gas against this team. This team is never out of it. As long as Nikola Jokić is on the floor, you have to play all 48 minutes to take out this Denver Nuggets team, and you have to do it 4 times. I believe before the season started, I said we were going to see Celtics Nuggets in the finals because I thought the Nuggets experience was going to stand out. Now, I have swayed back and forth. I've gone to the Lakers side. I've gone to the Clippers side. Now I'm kind of leaning on the Timberwolves side. I am kind of swaying in the wind a little bit. But the one thing that has stayed like an arrow going through a hurricane is the Denver Nuggets experience. Is Nikola Jokić is the best player in the league. and that the Denver Nuggets always have an opportunity, and whoever takes them out is going to be one of the best teams in the league and possibly going to win it all, going all the way to the NBA Finals. Whoever beats this Denver Nuggets team is most likely going to the NBA Finals. That's been my take on it since the start. I said the Clippers, and I think I'm gonna stick to that. We'll see how game 2 rolls around, but incredible game 1 from this team. But I'm gonna take a short break. Coming up next, we're gonna switch gears over to the other game last night in game 1 between the New York Knicks and Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics shooting, missing the most 3-pointers in NBA playoff history. Yeah. Finally, you live by 3, die by 3 method finally started biting them in the you-know-where. So we're going to talk a little bit about that series. We're going to discuss how the Knicks took the Celtics out, some concerns for the Knicks, and then we'll discuss everything, recap the whole game in general. You're watching the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network.